Hello, you beautiful people. So, I'm guessing you want to know about all the rerunning characters which are going to be featured in patch 2.7, along with some other info on Madame Herta's 5-star form, right? Well, lucky for you, you've somehow managed to land on the perfect video to get all that juicy info. Today, I'm basically going to discuss about some recent info that we got on the 2.7 rerunning banners from a very reliable source, and other than that, we'll also talk a little bit about some basic info that we have on Madame Herta's new design, her drip marketing date, and her release date as well. Before we begin though, these are the results for the giveaway that I hosted in one of my previous videos, and to claim your prize, just comment down your UID in the community post that I made for the giveaway, and that's pretty much it. I will make sure to gift you the express pass whenever I see your comment. Moving on, let me just state the usual disclaimer that everything which I mention in this video is totally based on speculations by different sources, and it might get changed at any point of time, so take all this info with a grain of salt. With that being said, let's begin without wasting any more of your time or energy. So, according to one of the most reliable sources that we have right now, version 2.7 will only feature a total of 2 rerunning characters, and to nobody's surprise, these units will be Jingyuan and Firefly. By the way, if you watched my banner video that I uploaded like 2 weeks ago, I already speculated that we'll see a Jingyuan and Firefly rerun in patch 2.7, and I think my speculations were pretty on point this time. Honestly, it wasn't really that hard to guess, because they always rerun characters who are really synergistic with the newly released units. Next up, taking a look at the banner order, I think it's fairly obvious that Jingyuan will get his second rerun alongside Sunday's banner in the first half of the patch, while Firefly will get her first rerun alongside Fugue's banner in the second half of 2.7. Okay, let's discuss a little bit more about Jingyuan and Firefly, just to give you an idea if you want to pull for them or not. Starting with Jingyuan, our general is a lightning-type unit who follows the path of erudition, and he plays the role of a summon-based main DPS on your team. Overall, our general is a really decent DPS, but he does have some utility problems due to the Lightning Lord being quite slow. With the release of Sunday in 2.7 though, I think he solves most of Jingyuan's problems and really improves his performance as a DPS by a huge amount. If you're already a Jingyuan main, or if you're planning to pull for him during his rerun, I would really advise you to get Sunday, because both of them synergize perfectly with each other. Also, I think at this point I can safely say that our general is literally the most buffed unit in the entire game, and he just keeps getting better with the release of every new Harmony unit. All in all, if you really like Jingyuan and his playstyle, he is a really good DPS to pull for, but don't forget to pull Sunday along with him. Moving on to Firefly, she is a fire-type unit who follows the path of destruction, and she plays the role of a break-focused main DPS on your team. Firefly is already one of the best DPSs in the entire game right now, and with the release of Fugue in 2.7, she improves Firefly's overall team damage by a decent amount, so that's pretty good. Honestly, Fugue is much more synergistic with the other break-focused units like Boot Hill and Rappa, but I would say she is still worth it for Firefly because the Trailblazer is going to get a new path right in patch 3.0. And if you want to play the Trailblazer with their new Remembrance path, Fugue will replace them as the super break enabler in your Firefly team. Overall, if you're interested in the break playstyle, and if you like Firefly's design, she is a really good DPS to pull for, and she is really easy to play as well. Oh, also, with Firefly's rerun, we will see the rerun of the best banner name till date, and to nobody's surprise, this banner name is Fireful Flyshine. Lastly, just my little opinion, but if you're pulling for any of these rerunning units just because they're meta, I would heavily advise you to grab Sunday in 2.7 and just save for patch 3.0, because if Penaconies and the 2.0 release is anything to go by, they will probably release some insanely good DPSs from patch 3.0 onwards, and you're just better off pulling for them because they will most likely have a higher damage ceiling than most of the current DPS units. Do keep in mind though that this advice is only for the people who are pulling for meta, and not for the people who just like Jingyuan or Firefly. Also, good luck on your 2.7 pulls. I hope you guys win your 50/50s and get an early 5-star here and there. Welp, that's all the banners which we're going to see in version 2.7 of HSR. I know that a lot of people were hoping for a Boot Hill rerun in 2.7 just because he synergizes really well with Fugue, but I think it's pretty obvious that they are rerunning Firefly because she is more popular than Boot Hill. They just want to drain everyone's wallet right before they hit us with the new planet and the 3.0 banners. Okay, next up, let's take a look at the info that we on Madame Herta's new design, and we'll also talk about other things like her drip marketing date, her release date, and her animations as well. So, recently a very reliable source held a contest to draw Madame Herta's new design, and the fan art which ended up winning this contest is said to look really similar to Madame Herta's actual design. For very obvious reasons, I can't show that particular fan art on the screen to you guys, but I will try my best to describe it in detail. So, first of all, Madame Herta's aesthetic is based on a witch type design, and her new outfit looks very similar to Lisa's outfit from Genshin Impact. Basically, she has a huge witch hat on the top, and she also has the classic detached sleeves, asymmetrical boots, and a random thigh strap, which we can also see in her concept design from the 2.6 live stream. Overall, her design is mainly based around a purplish and blackish theme, and I have to say, I like it quite a lot, but maybe that's just because I'm biased towards Madame Herta heavily. By the way, Madame Herta uses the made model similar to Ruan Mei or Topaz, and her drip marketing should happen around November 19th to November 20th, along with the drip marketing of another character named Aglia. Now, as for her release date, if Madame Herta gets featured in the first half of the patch, her featured banner is going to go live on January 15th for the Asia and Europe servers, and January 14th for the America servers. Okay, if for some reason Madame Herta's banner gets featured in the second half of patch 3.0, her release date should be around February 5th for all the servers. Welp, that's all the basic info that we have on Madame Herta's 5-star form as of now, and I've already covered the main topic of this video, which were the rerunning units for patch 2.7. Man, I'm already scared of all these upcoming banners, and I don't really have enough funds to get all these characters that I want. Also, I wanted to try something new with you guys in the comment section, so let's do this. Basically, I'm really curious about all the upcoming characters that you guys are pulling for in these next versions. So just list down all the character that you want starting from patch 2.7, and you can go all the way up to the Fate collab. Okay, I will go first and say that in version 2.7, I'm definitely grabbing an E0 S1 Sunday as I already have him guaranteed, and after that, I will throw some pulls on the Firefly banner to get E2. But I won't go all the way until Soft Pity, and I'll probably stop after throwing 30 to 40 pulls. Next up, we move on to version 3.0, and I'm definitely aiming to get an E0 S1 Madame Herta, and even if her kit turns out to be bad, there is quite literally no way that I will skip her. Lastly, I might try to get that duo-type character which we discussed about in my previous video, but that's mostly because the design of Castorice, who is one of the two duo characters, is heavily inspired from Alicia's design, and I will probably pull for her just because of that. Thanks for taking the time if you do decide to write the comment about the characters that you want, and I genuinely hope you enjoyed watching the video. Also, I didn't mention it before as it gets annoying, but if you liked the video, then do consider subscribing. With that being said, I will see you in another one.